Students, we'll start our subject as per the syllabus. Now we will see the history and architecture of DBMS. The history of the DBMS starts from network model. Before that we had traditional models. Network model is proposed by Charles Pachman in 1960, followed by hierarchical model is introduced by IBM. Later on, the recent model that we are using now, relational model, was introduced by Gotts in 1970. After that, the related query model of the relational model, that is structured query language, was introduced by IBM, and it is accepted as the standard language for the queries by ISO and ANSI. This diagram shows some difference between the previous slide and this, because there is a gap between the invention and the approval. So 1960s only traditional files were used. Later on in 1970, the hierarchical model and network model was used. After that, relational model, still we are using the relational model mostly. And 90s, object oriented model was introduced, and 2000 we are move on to other databases like same object model, object relational model, multimedia database, MySQL, and user defined query languages and organization specified query languages. The evaluation of databases. Now we are using mostly relational database model, that is based on relational model, and we have next concept is OLAP, that is online analytical processing, and DWS data warehousing, and other databases like Hadoop is used for big data analytics, and domain specific as well as organization specific databases also introduced, that is MongoDB, Amazon DB, Cassandra, Redis, everything. Now we'll see three-level architecture diagram, or it's also called data abstraction. Here we have three levels: physical level, logical level, and view level. Physical level is the lowest level, and view level is the final level, that is the end user can view. Now we'll see what is physical level. Physical level is actually the data stored. It mentions how the data is stored, how it is organized using various data structures mentioned in the physical level. In logical level, what are the data used and the relation between the data is mentioned in logical level. And final level is view level, that user can view. So it is only part of the database or which is only required by the user can be allowed to view, that is in the view level. The physical level is the lowest level of abstraction, describes how the data is actually stored. Logical level is the next level. It describes what data are stored and the relationship between those data. And we have a technical term here as physical data independence. If you are making any changes in the physical level, it won't affect the logical level. It is called physical data independence. And the final level is view level. The highest level of abstraction describes only part of the entire database. It means as an end user, we need not know about the internal details of what are the data used, what's the relationship between this and how it is stored. That is not required by the end user. So it only allows part of the data. And another technical term is logical data independence. It means that if there is any changes in the logical level, it won't affect the view level, that is top level. This is called logical data independence. Next we'll see two-tier and three-tier architecture. Two-tier architecture means only we have client and server. The request is given by the client, it is reached to the server, it processed and get the data. Actually server contains the data, it retrieve back the client. It is called two-tier architecture. In three-tier architecture we have one more tier, that is client, application server, then database server. User request is given to the application server, is in turn pass the request to the database server, it retrieves the data back to the server, server passes to the client. So this is called three layers, three-tier architecture: client, application server, and database server. In two-tier only we have client and server. That is the difference between 2-tier and 3-tier. Both has its own advantage and disadvantage. It will be answered by you later. And we will have the overall architecture of database. Here with the first level, we have various types of users. Either it may be a naive users, application programmers, sophisticated users, database administrators. Except application programmers, all are using the data. Application programmers only write the data. Database administrator use the database using administrative tools. Sophisticated users may know how to query the data. They may use the querying tools. And as an end user, we are using one the application interface. You are filling online forms, entering the login credential. These are as a naive user. Only you know our username, password, how to enter. These are naive users. And they can interact with the system using various interface. Naive user using application interface. Application programmer using application program. Sophisticated user using query tools. Database administrator using administrative tools. Next is query processor. The queries are programs written by various level of users are given to the query processor. Query processor in turn is convert or either compile or interpret into a optimized form. This is called query. This is the job of query processor. DDL is data definition language. DML is data manipulation language. And we are giving some request. Either we can creating a database, modifying database, deleting a database, some queries or program or written. It will be converted into the optimized form. Either based on the cost wise or performance wise, it will select which one is the optimized query. Finally, it is executed by the query evaluation engine. These are all done by query processor. It will convert, that is compile, interpret and convert into a optimized query. It is given to the query evaluation engine. Then it will contact to the next level, storage manager. Storage manager actually acts as the interface between end user, it means the user and the storage. Our task is we are requesting something that is available in the storage, disk storage. It will be finally retrieved back to the user. So storage manager acts as the mediator between the user and the storage. Meanwhile, we are having all interpretation, querying, everything. That buffer manager has to decide which file or which data to be in the cache memory or in the primary memory. File manager organizes the file storage, indexing, how to maintain properly the storage is the job of file manager. Authorization and integrity manager sets the various authorization levels and integrity constraints. Transaction manager ensures the consistency of transaction even though some failure occurs. These are all various tasks by storage manager. Finally, we have a disk storage. It contains actual data. Data is actual data, that is the file stored. Indices defines the indexing to fast access of the data. Data dictionary contains the metadata of the data. What is metadata? Means data about data. Suppose I am storing one file. The information about the file is called metadata. Suppose the creator of the file, size of the file, type of the file, when it is created, last modified. These are all called metadata. And statistical data, the information about the statistical information about the data or statistical data is stored in the statistical data. These are all available in the disk storage. The entire task is organized in one structure is called the database architecture. So I said no, we have various programmers, application programmers, sophisticated users, specified user, naive users. And database administrator plays a major role. He has the responsible person in the database architecture management. He has to define the schema, storage structure, access method, physical and logical organization of the data. He has to grant permission to various users. He has to specify integrity constraints, acting as a mediator between the various users, and monitoring performance and respond to the requirements as per the user's request. And query processor, it has the DDL interpreter, compiler, query optimization, query evaluation engine. I said no, we have to interpret and compile. Finally, optimized query is selected and it is given to the query evaluation engine for the final. And transaction manager ensures consistent transaction even though failures occurs. Concurrency manager maintains if more than one user access the server at a time. Storage manager acts as the interface between the user and the queries. It has to do authorization or integration manager, transaction manager, file manager and buffer manager. And disk storage contains data files, that is actual data. Data dictionary is metadata. Indices is the indexing for first access. So based on the presentation, you have to submit the assignment on data abstraction. You have to explain data abstraction with the physical, logical and view levels, and that is architecture is very important. You draw and explain DBMS architecture in detail and differentiate 2-tier and 3-tier architecture with a neat sketch. After doing this assignment, you have to know what are the major tasks done by the database administrator while designing a schema. Thank you.